It was rickety. Well, that was fun. Candles could be heavenly. But Pearl had already claimed this little oasis of spirituality as her own. I needed something more striking to get her attention. Pearl.
Shh. She did.
Hi, Dwayne.
Hey, George. Oh, excuse. There.
There were some wood shavings in the mug. I lit the shavings. They smelled not completely unlike sandalwood. The shavings were slowly burning inside the mug. Pearl.
Shh. She doesn't want to be disturbed.
Hi, Dwayne.
Hey, George.
What were you whistling again?
Oh, it's Shoo.
How's Pearl doing?
She's pretty.
Well, maybe she just needs a hug.
Is that the last time she was in a mood like this? I tried the old hug.
Didn't go well?
I still have the scars, not just the mental ones.
How you holding up?
Me? Oh. Pearl, on the other hand.
He wouldn't want to see. I knew he... What can you tell me?
Well, Pearl, she knows everything. Oh, excuse me. Pearl needs me. There.
Pearl.
Shh. She doesn't want to be.
Hi, Dwayne.
Hey, George.
He probably... I did... He probably...
Oh, excuse. There.
It was a selection of... It was a recess in the rock. I lit a match and dropped it into the empty mug. Well, that... Pearl.
Shh.
Hi, Dwayne.
Hey, George. Oh, excuse me. There.
I lit a match and dropped it into the empty mug. Well, that... I put the shavings in the mug. I lit the shavings. They smelled not completely unlike sandalwood. The shavings were slowly burning inside the mug. The shavings were slowly... Pearl. Hi.
Hey, Joe. Oh, excuse. There.
I put the shave... I lit the shavings. They smelled not completely unlike sandalwood. The shavings were slowly burning inside the mug. The Black Madonna was clearly the focal point of the chapel. The shavings were slowly burning inside the mug. That wouldn't... The hammer... A. G. B. Wrong. Not a pleasant sound. A. B. A. B. G. Well, that was fun. It was a selection of two. That would... That was... That... I poured the turpentine into the paint can. The hammer produced a promising sound. A paint can hung from... It looked just like... A. F sharp. Not a pleasant sound. Well, that was fun. I needed... That wouldn't work. It produced a dull sound when I rapped my knuckle against it. That was... That would... It produced a dull sound. That was... It wasn't exactly a note, but using the hammer was a great idea. F sharp. A. G. B. Wrong. Well, that was fun. That wouldn't have... It was a selection of tools. It was rickety. It produced a dull... It wasn't... But using the... Well, that was fun. The view over the... We couldn't leave now, not when we were so close to finding the tabula. A modern plaster... I couldn't see anything unusual. A modern plaster altar had been built against the rock. Nope. That was... Nope. I put the shit. The Black Madonna was clearly the focal point of the chapel. I lit the shavings. They smelled not completely unlike sandalwood. The shavings were slow. It was a The Black Madonna was clearly the focal point of the chapel. I put the shavings in the mug. I couldn't see anything unusual about it. I lit the shaving. The shavings were slow. That was... That would be... It was tempting to get rid of all the bread. But you never know when you might need a potion to ward off unwelcome advances. I needed a better... Hey, Nico. So what did you mean by smells, bells, and heavenly lights?
I'm talking about the authentic church experience.
Oh, I see. Smells, bells, and heavenly lights. I found a statue over there. A Black Madonna.
Great! What did you find out about it?
That's all I got.
Well, it's not a lot.
Poor Pearl.
She's in quite a... If we're going to find the tabula, her knowledge is key.
So, all our hopes are pinned on an American... Got any ideas for smells?
Have you found any incense? Church smells don't get much more authentic than incense.
Nope. She probably wouldn't... I put the shavings in the mug. Hi.
Hey, George.
Uh,
She's... Oh, excuse... There.
that was almost a great idea. Almost. It was a raid. I'd broken off. Ah. Pearl. Shh. I thought maybe a...
Very considerate of you, George, but Pearl...
The hammer... A. G. B. F sharp. Not a pleasant sound. No, that wasn't quite right. It was rickety scaffolding cluttered with tools and supplies. Well, that was fun. It was a selection. Nope. That was... It was rickety scaffolding cluttered with tools and supplies. It was rickety scaffolding cluttered with tools and supplies. It was a selection of tools. That was... That wouldn't work. The view... There were some wood shavings. I covered the shavings with Brett. Potpourri. Kind of. I lit the scented shavings. A sweet aroma started to fill the room. Pearl. Shh. Hi, Dwayne.
Hey, George. Oh, excuse me. There.
The Black Madonna was clearly the focal point of the chapel. It was a recess in the rock with Puritas carved above it. The scent of incense was rising from the mug. Divine. That wasn't worth trying. Showing that to Pearl would only make her feel worse. A modern plaster altar had been built against the rock. That was that wouldn't work. That would be pointless. That was... It was a recess in the rock. I didn't think a red filter was the answer here. I rested the side mirror precariously on the candelabra. I rested the side mirror. I secured the mirror in place with some yarn. That should do the trick. Now that was something. The light from the candelabra spilled over the Black Madonna like waves of spiritual goodness in candle form. I needed a Hey, Nico. I found a stat.
Great.
Ah,
What?
what do you think of the incense?
Smells familiar?
Just like church?
Not quite, but it'll do.
How do you like my lights, Nico?
They look heavenly, George.
Any suggestions?
I'm stuck on that. But did you notice Dwayne is whistling something to Pearl?
Is that Ave Maria?
Yes, that's it.
Why don't you sing it, Nico?
Over my...
Poor Pearl.
To find...
Hey, do you think she might know what the rock face means?
Maybe.
Any idea how old the chapel is?
That's what I asked you.
So...
That's the long and short.
I knew she wouldn't be interested. Pearl.
Shh. She doesn't want to be disturbed.
Hi, Dwayne.
Hey, George. She seems the way the light... Maybe this place isn't so bad after all.
How you holding up?
Me? Pearl, on the other hand.
What were you whistling?
Oh, it... Oh, excuse... There. Do you...
That was almost a great idea. That wouldn't have worked. I needed a better... That would... The hammer produced a F sharp. G. It was rickety scaffolding. A. B. B. Well, that was fun. The hammer produced G. A. F sharp. No, that wasn't quite right. B. G. F sharp. A. No, that wasn't quite right. G. A. B. F sharp. F sharp. No, that wasn't quite right. G. A. B. A. A. F sharp. No, that wasn't quite right. B. 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 G. F sharp. Well, that was fun. That wouldn't work. I needed a... That would be... That was never going to work. The hammer... G. A. F sharp. No, that wasn't quite right. B. G. B. F sharp. A. No, that wasn't... G. A. F sharp. A. No, that wasn't quite right. A. G. F sharp. No, that wasn't quite right. B. A. F sharp. A. B. F sharp. B. G. Not a pleasant sound. Wrong. Well, that was fun. That was all. Nope. That. Hi, Dwayne.
Hey, George.
What were you whistling?
Oh, it's Schubert's Ave Maria.
How you hold?
Pearl on the other. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, Pearl needs me. There, dear.
That was. The hammer produced a promise. Well. The hammer. F sharp. G. B. G. I'd missed a note. G. F sharp. G. B. A. A. Oh, I was so close. G. F sharp. G. B. A. G. I had it. It was the tune Dwayne was humming.
George, that's Ave Maria. Let me have a go.
Wow, you really nailed that, Nico.
Yep, this mop really is pretty special. Leave this to me.
Pumpkin? Oh my!
What?
The sound of angels, the lights of heaven, the smell of piety, and
Yes?
the Madonna, I do believe. Tears. She's crying, Dwayne. The Madonna's crying. Little Timmy. Wrong side of the road. Not my fault. The broken leg. Compensation claim. Forgive me, poor Timmy.
Oh, Pearl, my precious. You're such a sensitive soul.
Well, now that's done. I feel my soul's floating on air. We can get on with our pilgrimage, Dwayne.
Just another 1,000 clicks to go.
Pearl was back to her usual cheery self. Mrs. Henderson,
George, dear boy.
how you feeling?
Oh, just fine, thank you. I have just seen a miracle, George. It's all gonna be all right from now.
I'm sure it is, Mrs. Henderson. I'm sure it is. What can you tell me about the statue?
I read that the Black Madonna has been here since the 9th century. She's called the Virgin of Montserrat. Some say the original was moved to the cathedral. But Dwayne and I know that's just a bluff, don't we, honey?
We sure do. This one is the real McCoy.
So, Pearl, what have you been up to since we last met?
Well, George, I've been on a journey.
Oh, really? Well, what kind of journey?
A spiritual one, a journey along the road to enlightenment.
Wow. And
It is, though Santa Cova is but one step on that road.
what's so special about Santa Cova?
It's an ancient and very holy place. I've spent the last year researching it, and I can truly say there is nothing I do not know about it.
I don't suppose you'd know anything about that rock out there?
No, only that for 1,000 years, people have claimed to see a face in its shapes.
Still, keeping busy, Dwayne?
Like the man said, George, that old kaleidoscope keeps getting shaken, and the pieces are ever in flux.
Guess it's your job to pick 'em up, huh?
Well, somebody has to do it, compadre.
I enjoyed talking to Dwayne, but I was rarely any the wiser afterwards. What can you tell me about Santa Cova?
Well, dear, they call it the Chapel of the Holy Grotto. It was built directly into the mountain itself in 1696. It survived the Napoleonic Wars, mudslides, Civil War. But the chapel is still standing today. It's a miracle.
Or a restoration.
What was that, dear?
Yes, a miracle. Catch you later. Hey, Dwayne.
George!
Hello, dear.
What can you tell me?
Well, but
Or a
what was that, dear?
Yes, a miracle. Catch you later. The view over the valley. We couldn't leave now, not when we were so close to finding the tabula. Nico? How come your Ave Maria sounds so much better than mine?
Catholic upbringing.
How do you like my lights, Nico?
They look heavenly, George.
What do you think of the incense?
Smells familiar?
Just like church?
Not
I found a statue over there. A Black Madonna.
great. What did you find out about it?
Ah,
Well,
I'm glad Pearl's feeling better.
me too.
What do you think of this?
If I...
It's...
Right.
We couldn't leave now. Not when we were so close to finding the tabula. That was almost a great idea. Almost. The Black Madonna. That wouldn't work. I already had a candle. I already had a candle. It was an ordinary candle in a colored glass. It was an old crank. I needed a better idea. I didn't want to set my pants on fire. That wa- They didn't. Well, that didn't. Pearl wouldn't want to see it. That would be. That was. That would. I already had. I already had a candle. I couldn't see any. That wouldn't work. I thought I'd heard a faint click. A modern plaster altar. The Black Madonna was clearly the focal point of the chapel. Ex igne puritas. Through fire, purity. The Black Madonna was clearly the focal point of the chapel. The Black Madonna was clearly the focal point of the... I couldn't see anything. That would be point. I didn't need... It was a select... A modern plaster altar had been built against the rock. That was almost... That... The crank handle... Hi, Pearl.
Hello.
Hi, George.
He would... Catch you later. Hey, Nico. How do you like my lights, Nico?
They look...
Got any ideas?
Well, we arrived at the... Then we found this chapel built into the mountain. And now we found an expert who can tell us all about it.
Well, if you put it that way, it's a no-brainer. We couldn't leave... The carving showed a figure in prayer. That was... That wouldn't work. The candlelight was dancing on the Black Madonna. Now that was one heavenly sight. That would... I couldn't see anything. A carving of it. It was carved from... I decided to exhaust my other options before I started smashing up religious artifacts. The candle was gently burning. The candle was gently burning in the recess. The Black Madonna was clearly the focal point of the chapel. I decided to exhaust... Hi, Pearl.
Hello, dear.
Hi, George.
What do you make of this?
It looks like an Ouroboros.
Oh, you recognize it? Let me show you something else. Can you tell me anything about this painting?
Oh, nothing, dear. Apart from the obvious Gnostic connotations, of course.
What?
You know, the Dominicans. All those Gnostic saints. Doubting Thomas, Judas. And you see the woman in the red cloak? The infamous Mary Magdalene herself.
A lady in red.
That's enough now, Dwayne. You know my feelings about her.
Pearl knew her Gnostic onions, all right.
Then there's the Ouroboros, of course.
Something special about it?
Well, if I remember rightly, there was an Ouroboros right here in this chapel. Back in the 30s and 40s, the chapel was renovated. The workmen uncovered numerous symbols carved in the rock. Amongst them was a fine Ouroboros.
But that's amazing. So, where is it?
Oh, it's not there now.
Oh.
It was considered blasphemous, so they plastered over it. Sweetheart, I think it's time for us to go. The road to enlightenment waits for no woman.
'Tis the pilgrim's lot, George.
It was so nice to see you again. And meet your girlfriend.
We're not...
Take this radio, Nico. Never know when you might need it. Keep an eye on our boy George here.
Poor little lost lamb.
I'm not...
Don't worry, this little lamb's in safe hands. Bon voyage.
Bye-bye, dears.
See ya. Nico, don't even start.
Little lamb?
Let's focus on the task in hand, shall we? Okay, this Ouroboros that Pearl mentioned...
You're right. We need to find it.
I hoped this was the right thing to do. Hey, Nico, I found the Ouroboros.
So what now?
Pearl was right. The plaster had covered an Ouroboros. I knew it. Another secret passageway.
Amazing, George. How did you do it?
Just another case of the old Stobart magic, I guess, Nico. It looks a little dark in there.
Are you scared, George?
Of course not. Just worried about you tripping, that's all. Whoa, this is one dark cave.
It's the door that worries me, George.
Well, I'm sure the door will open again if we give it a minute. No need to panic. Now we panic. Help! I gotta say, Nico, you're pretty calm about this.
Traveling with you, George, I've got used to this kind of thing. If I panicked every time a door shut behind us, probably forever, well...
You're right. What was I thinking? You see if you can get the door open, and I'll go check out the dark, evil-smelling cave. Fumbling around in the dark wasn't going to be fun. But heck, I'd spent a lifetime doing it, so what was new? I needed some light to tell what the carvings were. I didn't want to use my last match until I absolutely... That was... Nico was checking out the door. That wouldn't work. I needed a... The thing had branches like a tree. It felt cold and smooth, like worn stone. It was cold to the touch and felt like carved rock. It was stone with a recess in it and, an oily liquid in it. There was some kind of thin twine in the middle of it, too. Hey, Nico, I think I found some light. Whoa!
It must be Genan. Ramon said he disappeared while searching the mountains for the tabula.
So this is where he ended up, dead in a cave. And on closer inspection, I'd even say blown your own brains out dead.
Okay, George, I get the point. What is this place?
Who knows? But look at the Gnostic symbols.
You're right. The colors, the trees. But who is she?
Well, it looks like the Virgin Mary, but I don't think it is.
What do you mean?
The red robes and that whole off-the-shoulder look? It must be Mary Magdalene, of course. Marquez told me that the Gnostics revered her. This place, it's some kind of Gnostic shrine.
There's got to be something to release that door. Maybe amongst these carvings.
But if it was that obvious, don't you think Genan would have found it? There were ancient scratches on the plinth, as if someone had moved the statue. I'm sure that this is Mary Magdalene.
The red robes. It all makes sense. The Madonna would be wearing blue. So, who's the child?
Well, according to the Gnostic Gospels, when Mary kissed the lips of Jesus, she,
Oh, I see.
Yep,
So the Gnostics think that the suckling child is...
I guess so. I gave the statue a push, and it turned anti-clockwise. I gave the statue another shove. Genan had certainly been busy before he blew his brains out. I wonder what he'd been up to. Nico,
What?
is this what I think it is? It must be the Tabula Veritatis.
So Genan did find it.
It's so small, so innocent looking. Why would Simeon call it evil? Why so many deaths for this?
And why go to such lengths to keep it hidden?
Unless it is as genuinely dangerous as Simeon claimed.
The question now is, what do we do with it?
The photograph was of an ancient clay tablet. Genan had written on it. Someone, presumably Genan, had taken the time to translate the inscription. At a glance, the inscription seemed to relate to the exploits of someone called the Sun King. The symbol on the tablets looked similar to the ones etched into the face of the Tabula Veritatis. It had to be Ganon, in which case the body had been there for decades. There was a bullet hole in the side of his head. Just like us, he'd been trapped. He'd chosen suicide. I picked up the old gun. It was too corroded and rusty to ever be fired again. It was a fedora, just like the one in Ganon's trunk back at the Castell. The years hadn't been kind to it. It was an old water canteen. The contents... It was an old flashlight. It looked like it died around the same time as Ganon. Oil in the bowl of the lamp fed a wick, illuminating the room with a warm glow. It was an old, rusty pistol. I guessed that finding the tabula was the easy part. Figuring out its purpose was a different proposition. Ex luce veritas. Out of light, truth. I'd seen the same words on the fresco at Castel de Sants. Blue paint was peeling from the carved figure. I wondered if it was an image of Lucifer. The carved figure had once been green. I wondered if it was a representation of Jehovah. That would be pointless. I wondered if it was an image of Lucifer. Nope, I needed to try something else. That wouldn't... I gave the statue another shove. Nope, A group of figures looked up towards the tabula. They were all colored red. I'd seen something like it before. The ornate lamp warranted a closer look. Oil in the bowl of the lamp fed a wick, illuminating the room with a warm glow. It was an old water canteen. It was an old flashlight. It looked like it died around the same time as Ganon. That was never going to happen. I needed a better idea. The circle of iron was set into an ornate frame that covered the oil lamp. The medallion fitted snugly into the socket. Oh, would you take a look at that?
The light from the medallion is illuminating this green figure.
This could be our ticket out of here.
If you're right, that explains why Ganon never got out of here. He didn't have the medallion.
I wondered if it was a representation of Jehovah. I wondered if it was an image of Lucifer. The circle of iron. They were all colored red. I'd seen something like it before. So the statues on the fireplace mirrored the ritual. Only a true Gnostic would know that. Or someone who had it explained in an old Vatican manuscript taken from a dead priest. So the statues, or someone who I wondered if it was an image of Lucifer. They were all I prized the map out from under the arm. It looked like Ganon had scrawled some kind of last testament onto this map. My friends, I know that you will eventually find me, but by then it will be too late. I have decoded the tabula, and I know our destiny lies in paradise. The key to the power of God is in our hands. I die secure in the knowledge that you will now be able to complete my work. Tell my family that I died doing my duty, that I surrender my life gladly to the cause. In the light of the day, these words will fade, like our souls. But rest assured that when they do, their echoes will guide us to where we will meet once again. I'm not sure, but it looks like crafty old Ganon left a secret message in his testament. I read Ganon's last words. My friends, I know that you will eventually find me, but by then it will be I have decoded the tabula, and I know our destiny lies in paradise. The key to the power of God is in our hands. I die secure in the knowledge that you will now be able to complete my work. Tell my family that I died doing my duty, that I surrender my life gladly. In the light of the day, these words will fade, like our souls. But rest assured that when they do, their echoes will guide us to where we will meet once again. I gave the statue another shove. The circle of iron was set into red-robed and bare-chested. The statue was nothing if not striking. The figure red-robed. The figure was facing the green pillar. Red-robed and bare. The figure was facing straight towards me. Red-robed and bare chest. The figure was facing the blue tree. I read Gainon's last words. My friends, I know that you will eventually find me, but by then it will be too late. I have decoded the tabula, and I know our destiny lies in paradise. The key to the power of God is in our hands. I die secure in the knowledge that you will now be able to complete my work. Tell my family that I died doing my duty, that I surrender my life gladly to the cause. In the light of the day, these words will fade, like our... But rest assured that when they do, their echoes will guide us to where... According to the translation, some guy called the Sun King once had the Tabula Veritatis in his possession. The symbol on the tablets looked similar to the ones etched into the face of the Tabula Veritatis. If Gainon's translation is correct, the symbol La Ji Shi represents the Sunset Mountain. Sounds like a theme park ride. The symbol Zhu Ha was translated as the Young Cities. Gainon had marked this symbol with the letter E. If Gainon's translation is correct, the symbol Ka Ip Ha means burning enemy cities. Whoever this Sun King guy was, he certainly had a point to prove. Du A Shi apparently means the Two River region. If Gainon's translation is correct, the symbol La On I meant the Sun King looked. I gave the statue another shove. Red-robed and bare chest, the figure had its back to me. Red-robed and bare-chested, the figure was facing the green pillar. Ex luce veri. The circle of iron was set in. I wondered if it was. That was never. Why didn't Marquez want his medallion? I guessed that finding the tabula was the easy part. Figuring out. That was all. Red-robed and bare-chested, the figure was facing. I needed a. Getting up close, but we had to figure out how to get out of there. It was a fedora. That was. That wouldn't work. Red-robed and bare-chested, the figure was facing the blue tree. I wondered if it. That wasn't worth trying. I needed a. What do you think of this, Nico?
I don't know. Do you think it might be useful?
Check out this old.
Hey, watch where you point that thing.
The symbol on the tablets looked similar. It looks like Ku-U. If the translation is right, the symbol La-On represents the Sun King. If the rest of the translation is anything to go by, sounds like he was quite the badass in his time. Apparently, the symbol Ib-On-Shi meant 3 kingdoms. Shi translates as Mountain Kingdom. Gainan had marked this symbol with the letter B. If Gainan's translation is correct, the symbol La-Ha-Shi represents the Sun City region. Gainan had marked this symbol in red with a letter S. If Gainan's translation is Gainan Du A Shi apparently means the two-river region. The symbol Ku Is I was translated as people, travel, look. Some kind of prehistoric tourists? Gainan had translated this glyph, A Shu, as Blood River. Doesn't sound like a vacation spot. If Gainan's translation is correct, the symbol La Ji Shi represents the Sunset Mountain. If Gainan's translation is correct, the symbol Ka Ip Ha means burning enemy cities. The symbol Ji Ip Ku meant ending enemy people. I'd guess that means poking people with pointy sticks rather than kissing and making up. If Gainan's translation is correct, the symbol Ka Ip Ha means burning enemy cities. It looks like the symbol Zhu Ha was translated as the young cities. Gainan had marked this symbol with the letter E. If Gainan's translation is correct, the symbol Ip Lu Ap means enemy godhouse. Probably the temple of some rival deity? The symbol La On Si Ip Ju was translated as the gardens of enemy dead. According to Gainan's translation, this symbol is I Zhu Lu. They didn't go to. Never in a month of summer. The pillar had been carved into the shape of a tree and painted green. I knew it represented the tree of life. The pillar had been sculpted into a tree and then painted blue. I knew it was supposed to be the tree of knowledge. I read Gainan's last words. My friends, I know that you will eventually find me, but by then it will be too late. I have decoded the tabula, and I know our destiny lies in paradise. The key to the power of God is in our hands. I die secure in the knowledge that you will now be able to complete my work. Tell my family that I died doing my duty, that I surrender my life gladly to the cause. In the light of the day, these words will fade, like our souls. But they were all colored red. I fed Trevor a little more cookie. That was the least I could do after what I'd done to the poor little guy. That wouldn't make... I needed a... The stone door. No way would we have been able to... It was an old That was That wouldn't make any sense. That was I gave the statue another shove. Red-robed and bare, the figure had its back. Red-robed and bare-chested, the statue was nothing if not striking. The figure was facing the green pillar. I knew it represented the tree of life. That wouldn't... It was no time for mindless vandalism. Oil in the bowl of the lamp. I didn't want... That wasn't... I needed a better idea. That was... I needed a better... I didn't want to... That would be point... The long dead remains of a person slumped over the table with a bullet hole in his skull. It was an old flashlight. It looked like it died around the same time as Ganon. It was a fedora. That wouldn't... That was all... Nope. That wouldn't work. Hey. What are you looking for?
I'm not sure yet, but there has to be some way of opening the door.
Laughing boy over there may beg to differ.
But Georges, he didn't have a woman's eye for detail.
Hey. What are you looking for?
I'm not sure yet, but there has to be some way of opening the door.
I knew it was supposed to be the tree of knowledge. I wondered if it was... Hey. What are you looking for?
I'm not sure yet, but there has to be some way of opening the door.
When I moved the map close to the flame, something started to change. The writing on the map started to react to the heat. Well, I'll be darned.
What is it?
At a guess, the locations on the map might match up with the ones he's marked on this photograph. If this letter matched the one on Gainan's translation, this must be the location of the Sun City. If this letter is the same location as the one marked D on Gainan's translation, this must be Sunset Mountain. If the letter E matches the one on Gainan's translation, this must be the location of the Young Cities. If the letters match the ones on Gainan's translation, this must be the Mountain Kingdom. If this letter matched the one on Gainan's translation, this must be the location of the Three Rivers region. The symbol on the tablets looked similar to the ones etched into the face of the Tabula Veritatis. That wouldn't make any sense. I was sure there were no more ex luce. I gave the statue another shove. That was all. red-robed and bare-chested. The figure was If this letter matched the one on Gainan's translation, this must... The symbol on the If Gainan's translation is correct, the symbol La-Ha-Shi represents the Sun City region. Gainan had marked this symbol in red with the letter A. Do-A-Shi. Do-A-Shi. If Gainan's translation is correct, Gainan had marked Shi translates as Mountain Kingdom. Gainan had marked this symbol with the letter B. Du-A-Shi apparently means the two-river region. If Gainan's translation... I guessed that finding the tabula was the easy part. Figuring out its... I wondered if Gainan's notes on the photograph might help me decode the tabula. The symbol on the tablets looked similar to the ones etched into the face of the Tabula Veritatis. The symbol on If the translation is right, the symbol La-on represents the Sun King. If the rest the symbol Zhu-ha. Gainan had marked this symbol with the letter E. I wonder if it relates to the secret markings on Gainan's map. The symbol Zhu-ha. Gainan had marked this symbol with the letter E. I wonder if it relates to this. Du-a-shi apparently means the two-river region.